Well, howdy do y'all. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Veda. If you don't already know, and if you do know, then groovy. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate you. Yes, thank you. 150 subscribers. Again, I'm going to keep saying thank you, okay? I'm going to keep saying it. So, some of you, if you some OGs before I went purple, which was like 2 years ago, I made a video about Imelda May and how she is not Rockabilly anymore and like what happened to her. So, I don't know, I kind of want to start making this a series as well about like people I didn't know did Rockabilly or were into Rockabilly or anything like that. So, yeah, we're going to talk about Drake Bell. And I'm going to say at first I was a little leery about making this video because apparently there's a lot of accusations and stuff against him that I had no idea about. But we're not talking about that at all today. We are literally just going to talk about his music. And specifically his Rockabilly music. Yes. I didn't know. You might know, but I didn't know. Some other people may not know. So the reason I found this out is because of course y'all know, I do movie reviews, and I was going to do a movie review on the documentary called It's a Rockabilly World, because I had actually never watched it, and I was like, oh shit, no, they're talking about my neck of the woods, okay, let's see, and it's from 2016, yeah, it's a little old now, but I mean, it's still an interesting fact about the whole Drake Bell, his Rockabilly career, if I could even, is it a career? Would it be a career? Anyways, but yeah, so I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, I'm seeing, Candy K and Miss Rockabilly Ruby and, all these, pinup models and stuff that I'm very, very familiar with. And I'm like, then all of a sudden, it gets into the music part of it. And then it's, showing stuff, people, Rockabilly culture in Japan and stuff like that, which is really awesome. And all of a sudden, I see Drake Bell pop up, and I'm like, yeah, from Drake and Josh. Yeah, that guy. Which, I mean, I'm 29. I know who Drake and Josh is. I used to kind of watch it. It wasn't my favorite. I was like, yeah, whatever. I was more into Hannah Montana. But, yeah, so I saw him pop up, and I'm like, wait a minute, he's a greaser? What? Drake Bell's a greaser. What? So, and he was talking about his album and stuff that came out called Ready, Steady, Go that he did with Brian Setzer. Yes, with Brian Setzer, the king. And, well, of newer Rockabilly. Elvis is the king, obviously. But, you know what I mean. And I'm just like, I don't know, I was taken aback. I didn't know what to think at first. So I was like, what? So I started looking it up, and I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. I mean, he was singing and stuff on the documentary too, but I was like, huh. So I looked some of it up. I'm like, trying to see if he did any other like albums or anything like that. And apparently he's still pretty into it. He just sings in Spanish now. I don't think that he's Hispanic. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll sing anything. I don't even care. But I mean, he still kind of like dresses that way, but I just had to look up some more. So then I found a documentary on Guitar World, which is from 2014. But yeah, the album did not come out till 2016, so it was before obviously it was before 2014. Oh, Lord have mercy, Sarah. Lord. So anyway, that's what I want to talk about. We're not going to talk about anything else about him. If whatever is true about whatever, I don't really care, to be honest, because I'm not really into just Drake Bell and all those, like, I'm just not really into that. So I could, I don't know. We're not talking about that, okay? We're not talking about that, guys. So anyway, we're going to talk about his, I'm going to go through and I'm going to read some of the stuff that is from this, interview that he did. So, yeah. Let's get started. So, they asked, what made you decide to do a project like this? And I'm kind of bad at reading out loud too, so forgive me if any of this sounds funny or I mess any words up. I am educated. I did graduate, okay? I know. It's just I'm really bad at reading out loud. But I really want to talk about this. So, and he said, this is the music I grew up on. My first guitar was a Gretsch 6120. And I just loved listening to artists like Elvis, Chuck Berry, and Stray Cats. But when I wanted to go make records, it was hard. I couldn't really be on the show Drake and Josh and then go in and do a 3-piece rockabilly type record of 50s music. How did the collaboration with Brian Setzer come about? He said, I've been a fan of Brian's for such a long time and had the opportunity to go backstage and meet him from time to time. Got to the point where I started becoming a familiar face backstage. I still remember when I first presented the idea for this album to him. He was confused at first and said, wait a minute, you mean you want to make a rockabilly record? I said, yeah, this is what I've always wanted to do. And what was his criteria for choosing songs for Ready, Steady, Go? He said it was really about songs I loved playing and singing growing up. What's really cool is that younger audiences seem to think that a lot of these songs are new. It's given me the opportunity to introduce this great music to a new generation without them thinking I'm just trying to play them their grandparents' music. They're embracing it as their own. And what was it like working with Brian? It's hard to explain the feeling. It was breathtaking. Just to be sitting there playing a song I wrote and having Brian there with his gear in the room playing with us was unreal. And what was the origin of the song Bitchcraft, which is a song that he wrote. Excuse me. One day. He said, I grew up loving and playing this music but had never attempted to write in this style before. I remember I was listening to some old Django and Glenn Miller and just jamming around when the lick came to me. I don't think it's about anyone specifically. It's more of the relationships I've been through, but it was my first attempt at writing that jazzy swing influenced rockabilly. And of course, then it goes into, plans to tour and stuff like that. And actually, his musical background was he started playing the drums first when he was around 10. And then he switched to guitar. So, I don't know. I thought it was really cool. I mean, he's not really half bad either. He's really not half bad. And he also does a cover of one of Brian's songs. So, yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting, and I thought it was cool. It was something I didn't know. Like, I'm sure people that have been to Viva and actually saw him in 2016, or if he has been any other times, because I didn't really put too much research into it. I just kind of wanted to go through and talk about it, because once again, I thought it was pretty neat, because he's somebody I would have never thought about, being into rockabilly and stuff like that. So, yeah. I don't know. So, I would like to make this kind of a series thing. I mean, that's kind of originally why I started YouTube anyway, to talk about, I used to do like a Rockin' News thing. Well, I called it Rockin' News, where I talked about rockabilly pinup car shows, stuff like that, like from in, USA and stuff, or in my area or anything, which we're working on that. We're working on that over here. We got to bring it back. Bring it back again. But yeah. That's what I'm working on this year, is to bring it back to my neck of the woods. Because I don't know what happened. Everybody just dropped off the face of the earth, or they moved, or they're not into it anymore. And I'm just sitting here like, well, so yeah. And also, if y'all want me to do, or if you want me to look more into this, or if you want to, and it's on YouTube. He doesn't really do Rockabilly Anymore. So, I mean, he kind of does, but it's like more in Spanish and stuff like that. It's not really like Ready, Steady, Go. Y'all, I don't even know. Something in my throat today. But yeah, so if y'all want me to, do more of like different people or bands that have done rockabilly or have collaborated or anything like that, then, or like, I don't know, people that aren't rockabilly anymore, like maybe, or psychobilly even, like Zombie Ghost Train is like my favorite band ever, and they're not even together anymore. I know. But anyways, if you want me to do that, then please comment down below. I would really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Please comment and talk to me. Y'all, I would also still like to do a live to celebrate my 150 subscribers, but if I don't get enough people interested, then I ain't gonna do it. I'm just gonna wait till my third year anniversary, which is in May, to do a live. So, yeah. Anyways, I do thank y'all for watching, and yeah, please let me know if there's anyone that you know of, or if you knew this about Drake Bell, because I didn't. It's news to me. It's news to me. I don't keep up with those people. Like, I don't know, like Nickelodeon celebrities, really. I don't know. The only Nickelodeon I really care about was like Our Real Monsters, Cat Dog, SpongeBob, all the '90s shows. So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, because it really helps my tiny ass channel, and please help me to get 200 subscribers. But yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Thank y'all, and of course, as always, don't forget to keep it rockin'.